literally smell the orange blossoms in this orange grove, former orange grove, where now I live. It was once our agriculture. And boy, did I needed to get out. I needed to get out so badly. I've had a kind of a really tough night emotionally with some things, and right diving into the morning without any time to connect or unwind or really tune in, and going right straight into work and work meetings. And so tore myself away to come here and introduce myself. I'm going to move the camera a little bit. Okay. I'm Andrea Steele. I live in Southern California. I used to live in New York, and I think that has definitely, being born and raised and growing up in New York and New Jersey, I think informs, wherever we're from, informs so much of who we are. And now I'm in California. And I grew up wanting to be in film. I wanted to not star in it. I wanted to be part of making it. And as I grew up into high school and in college, I wanted to be a documentary filmmaker. And even started, my first job was for MTV. Back in the day when MTV was like the shit, sorry to curse, it was the relevant thing. This was before Instagram and Facebook was barely a thing. And we were still using AOL Instant Messenger, okay? Those of you who know that platform. And ended up and was working for incredibly creative people. But then, as we know, life zigs and zags, and I ended up going into kind of the corporate route of life. So now we've come full circle. And I love that I get to be creative and try my hand at creative expression and at documenting and really connecting with people. Those are the things, and storytelling. Those are the things that fill me up. Those are the things that I want to share. And any kind of practice or anything that helps me really tune in and appreciate what I have and slow down and remember who I am and remember that I am a human being, not a human doing. If I can share those things with you guys and we can have a comforting and lovely time together, then that's really what I'm after. That's really what I want out of our time together. Hello, it's a little bit later in the morning and I'm still taking some me time. I'm here with my baby, and I wanted to share about the fact that I am going to Paris for the first time since I was a teenager. I'm going to be going to Paris in a few days, and I'm going with my husband. I'm a newlywed, and we got married in June, and he is my forever dream love. He is my second and final husband. We have to make that into a bit of a joke. Mwah. Okay, no more. He loves the smell of a lipstick and like chapstick. So he loves to try to French kiss me. I'm sorry if that offended anybody. And so we are going to Paris, and it is like a dream trip, to be in the city of love and be a newlywed and just have a time that it's just adults, even though it's a very short trip. It's 3 days. And so what I'm going to do is my mom is going to help me, 'cause she's amazing at this, pick out some outfits that I can bring. There's also some specific things that I'm looking for with absolutely no pressure if I don't find, which is the best kind of shopping, when I'm in Paris. And there will be a Paris vlog. So that's what I'm planning on doing for the next vlog after this one. And I love those kinds of videos. I love videos that show what people are bringing on trips, because I'm obsessed with packing and always trying to pack better. That's a little bit weird, I guess, but we'll be sharing a little bit about that. But yeah, I feel like I'm a teenager, with the excitement that I have about going to Paris. I'm obsessed with France. I'm obsessed with England as well, but I'm obsessed with France. My husband and I were married in France back in June, and I'm sure I will share a little bit more about all of that as we go on, but have not been to Paris, and so I know I can't take you with me, which I know you're going to be a mess. He's going to be a mess. He always pretends he doesn't know me for at least a week after I come back from a trip. And it's very sad for all of us. Hello. Starting to pack for Paris. Yes, I'm wearing this again. I love this. I have one in green. I may have shown you, I'm not sure if you saw, that I had some Nutella biscuits for breakfast to kind of get myself in the Paris mindset. Of course, that's my excuse for doing that. I can no longer have that much sugar for breakfast. I am now not feeling well at all, and I'm choosing to blame the Nutella biscuits. So what I wanted to come on here for, though, was show you a little bit about how I have to pack for this very, very short trip. I have a lot of foot issues. I've always had them. I have a lot of difficulty buying shoes. It is very hard. I cannot wear heels. I've never been able to wear stilettos. I can't wear all those like sexy, beautiful, I don't know, Frenchy-fied, I don't know, not even in New York. Not even when I lived in New York could I really pull off any of those. Archie, come here. He's starting to cry. Come here, baby. Yes, you can be on mommy's lap. And so I'm like, what the heck shoes am I gonna wear? Because we're gonna be walking a lot. Now that I live in Southern California, I don't have any reason to walk the way that I used to do when I lived in New York, but we've got my Frye boots. So these, honey, stop. These Frye boots have been resold, I think already once. I've had them since my early 20s. They have been around a very long time, and they used to be my companions in doing tons of walking. When I went to London, like also about over 10 years ago, when I went to London, those were the shoes that's what I brought and what I wore everywhere. So we have to kind of reverse engineer outfits based on the footwear. Now I'm going to show you the really cool thing, if Archie will let me. The outerwear that I'm going to wear for the first time on this trip is vintage, and it is my dad's, of all people. It is something that my mom, okay, honey, you're going to offend people with all this licking. Something that my mom held on to all these years, and I'm obsessed with it. I'm going to show it to you. Hold on a second. Let me just get it. Ooh, Archie Hall. Okay. So you will see me try this on later, but it is this leather, like it is butter. This is buttery, buttery soft leather. It's a full length, this is the back, trench coat. It says made in Spain and 100% leather. It has rips on the inside and it's big in the shoulders. So, but that's the only place it's big because my dad was super, super slender his whole life. And so it is a slender jacket. So this is the outerwear and this is the footwear most of the time. So based on this, we are coming up with just a few outfits because I'm bringing my biggest suitcase. And here's why I'm bringing my biggest suitcase, because there's things I want to buy, and I am very excited and hoping that I can find some cute bits for the house, and that I can find a couple of cute scarves that are really thin enough that I would wear them in Southern California. That's always the thing with scarves and me. The scarf that I'm bringing, I will find it and show you. Started to pull some things aside. Okay. So this is the scarf that I'm bringing. Is it the bastion of sophistication? No, it isn't. But I love polka dots. I love these two colors. Like, they look good on me, see? And then they work with brown. See, this looks good, right? Do I know all the ways to tie a scarf? No. There's other Instagram videos and YouTube videos that will show you all the amazing ways to tie a scarf, and you can bet that I will be referring to those videos before I leave. Hopefully I have time. So that's it for now. Hi, good morning. So you saw some things we did over the weekend. We went to Laguna Beach for a haircut for my little girl, and the water was like the Caribbean. I mean, it was crazy. We didn't go in, unfortunately. We were not prepared. It was one of those days where I was running around like a headless chicken, those are becoming more and more frequent, in a way that I'm not cool with. So one of the things, I think one of the reasons I am really excited about creating community and sharing with you guys is that I have been making some emotional health changes and some health changes and trying to really support who I am more and trying to kind of have the best relationship that I can possibly have with myself, and then the best relationship I can have with the people who are my loved ones and who love me and I love them, and I want to be in a better, I don't know, like a more consistent, healthier place mentally and emotionally for them. And I have been in therapy on and off basically since freshman year of college. I'm from New York, and therapy is like, from where I grew up, it's like you feel like everyone goes to therapy. So there's no, I was very fortunate. There was never any stigma attached to it. I grew up with friends whose parents were therapists and psychiatrists and psychoanalysts, and so that was a really common thing. And so right now I'm not in therapy. I am going to be pursuing something though. When I come back from my trip, I've made the decision. There's been enough clues. I've gotten enough clues lately that have really told me, you know what, I think we need to help support our brains in a way that is not in a different way. We need to try some new things. We need to do some things new, and then we also need to do some things in a more consistent way than I've been doing. And so I'm going to be trying EMDR therapy, which is, I don't count on me to be the expert. I'm not a psychiatrist, psychoanalyst. Anything that you're doing to support yourself, you've got to be working with medical professionals that you trust, right? And so EMDR therapy, gosh, I don't even know what the acronym stands for right now. I'm sorry. But what it does is it helps you almost like reform connections in your brain and kind of helps create new connections and new paths in your brain so that your nervous system and your whole body will respond differently. And I'll tell you what I mean. So I'll tell you what happened yesterday. That truly was the icing on the cake to tell me that we have got to try some new things. So I'm out and about yesterday expecting a delivery of a lamp that you'll see right behind me. And I'm at my Indian dance class, which is something that I do for my brain and for my health and for my joy. So it's very important to me. So I was at my Indian dance class, and I get this frantic phone call of like, ew, oh, it's not just the lamp that's being delivered, it's your entire sectional. And I had not prepared that at all. The emails just showed that the lamp was being delivered, not the sectional. So guess what's in my living room? All my living room furniture is still in there. So my body, when something like this happens, literally reads it as my house is on fire and I have to send all the firemen out, and my whole body surges with drugs and adrenaline and God knows what else. And I become like someone who needs to run through a burning building and save children. Like, that's how I respond to something as simple as what I just said. There's a delivery mix-up that you weren't ready for, so now you have to kind of scramble and you have to coordinate things. And that might sound completely ridiculous to some people listening, and then to other people listening right now, you might be like, that's actually true for me too. My body has become, and I keep saying my body because I don't really know what other word to use, but my body, it's like everything. It's like I respond like the house is burning on fire. That's like the level here for things that are like down here, right? So the couch should have been a reaction down here, and I'm reacting like up here. And what happens is that energy and my reaction impacts every single person around me. It impacts
my dog, actually, my child, my parents who are there trying to help me, right? So I'm like, yeah, I don't love feeling this way, and I don't love how I act when things like this happen. So you're going to come along with me on some of this journey, and we're going to see what ends up working for me, what are the things that help me, and what are the things that are not so helpful. And that's all just going to be personalized to me. I trust that all of you are super smart and well equipped to do your own research, right? And talk to your own medical professionals and doctors to see, what are the best things that are going to support you. So everything that I share is things that I'm trying. It's things that I've talked to. I do see a psychiatrist because I am on medication, and that's a whole nother topic, which I will talk about for sure. And so I do have medical professionals that I'm talking with, but I wanted to share that with you because I think it's really, really important. Our emotional health, how we show up, is hugely important. And I applaud and support and cheer all of you on who may be trying something new as well. I got to go to some more morning meetings, but later today, show you and have a little bit of a book chat about what books I'm bringing and some book recommendations. And then that'll be it.
Wanted to show you what the sectional looks like. You're not really getting a before and after, but I had an IKEA couch here that I'd had for at least 12 years, and it went to a family member who was really happy to have it. And then we had separately like a chaise there that I probably have had for like 17 years. And it was definitely time for it to move on to another home. But I got it from Crate and Barrel. Hello, this is my bedroom right now. This is the pile of stuff that's gonna get packed. And you might be already sick of seeing this view, but this is where I get some of the best natural lighting in my house. And I also wanted to caveat, you might be hearing some landscaping noises, so I'm sorry about that. But I want to talk about books and some books that I would say I am about to dive into. So I'm actually going to start with one that I was highly recommended, and I'm kind of like this on it. It is When the Stars Go Dark by Paula McLain. She got really well known for this book called The Paris Wife. And this book is called a thriller. I would not call it a thriller at all. When a book is described to me as a thriller, to me that means the pace is very quick. There is a hunt for a perpetrator. There is a hunt for a kidnapper, a murderer, something like that. I absolutely love true crime, and I love crime and mysteries forever and ever, the end. So I read a lot of them. And I would not describe this one as a thriller. It is more of a lyrical, a bit melancholy, evocative voice, kind of creating a sense of time and a sense of place. Those are the things that are strong about this book. I will read you the first paragraph in the back so you can kind of get an idea of what it's about. So Anna Hart is a seasoned missing persons detective in San Francisco with far too much knowledge of the darkest side of human nature. When tragedy strikes her personal life, Anna flees to Northern California village of Mendocino to grieve. She lived there as a child with her beloved foster parents, and now she believes it might be her only refuge. Yet, the day she arrives, she learns that a local teenage girl has gone missing. Pause. Definitely beautiful descriptions of California that I really resonated with. There's one line in particular, and I thought I had it saved, but it's talking about something about how the beauty is almost slamming in your face as she's driving on Pacific Coast Highway and looking at the ocean. And I can completely agree with that. Sometimes the beauty just kind of it's so much that it hits you in the face. And I actually loved the accuracy of that description. So I would check this out if you are not as interested in a murder case or a kidnap case or a crime case. that's not going to get into kind of intricacies of details, but is more about the people involved. And it's more about creating a set of like place, like creating that environment of place. So I would give this like a 7 out of 10. I'm not going to be rereading it. I'll tell you that. Let's move on to this one that was recommended by a YouTuber that I love and I watch all of her videos since I discovered her, but she's in the UK and I feel like I love, like I may have mentioned, I will mention it a million times. I love England. I love British things. And this book is a British, it's an English author, I believe, and it's called Lost Connections, Why You're Depressed and How to Find Hope. I thought it was really weird. This does not tell you what's really in this book. Like, I think this is actually very deceptive. So the little like testimonial on the top is from Elton John, of all people. And it says, if you've ever been down or felt lost, this amazing book will change your life. That makes it sound really simplistic. Like, oh, I've had a bad day. I'm going to say that I'm depressed. Not quite the same thing. And this book is really not what you think it is. It has such a strong voice. It is so easy to read. I gotta tell you, sometimes I just really appreciate a book that is like, receives you like with its arms wide open, and it's not asking you to do too many mental gymnastics to get into it. There is such a time and a place for books that make me have some mental gymnastics. Those are things that I think keep my brain agile. And I turned back to reading actual books, like physical books, because it was so much better for me to read a physical book than read ebooks, which is what I'd been doing for a while. And I don't know how I had that aha moment. I think I may have heard something about the retention and the reading experience difference that they studied between actual books and ebooks. But I'm digressing. Let's get back to this. I just love it. I don't know what to say. The woman who was recommending it said that she's rereading it. And for me, when someone's rereading a book, that tells me a lot. And I'm just going to read you the first, the first little bit so that you can understand what I mean. It's not what you think it is. Like, it's just not. The title makes it sound like it's some self-help Band-Aid or some toxic positivity thing. That's not what this is at all. I'm not going to read you from the book because I don't want to ruin any of that for you. I'm just going to read what it says on the back. So, depression and anxiety are now at epidemic levels. Why? Across the world, scientists have uncovered evidence for 9 different causes. Some are in our biology, but most are in the way we are living today. Felt like that really resonated with me. Lost Connections offers a radical new way of thinking about the crisis. It shows that once we understand the true causes of depression and anxiety, we can begin to pursue pioneering new solutions, ones that offer real hope. Well, I will also say medication does offer real hope for people. Seeing a therapist, seeing a psychologist offers real hope for people. But what I love about this book so far is, again, just the voice, and it's so warm and not toxic positivity and not trying to sugarcoat anything. And I'm already bookmarking things. I plan on buying this for a few people in my life, so that should also tell you something. Next, let's see, was I going to do a next or was I going to stop there? I think I'm going to stop there because actually, no, I'm not. I'm going to show you one more. So this book you're going to be hearing about everywhere. It's called I'm Saving It. It's taking a lot for me to not open this before my trip, but it is Lady Tremaine. And this is her first book, I think, and it's already this huge deal. I think it's probably, Netflix will probably option it or someone will turn this into a movie, but so excited to read this. I will let you know what I think.
But that's book chat. That's something I'd like to do on a regular basis because I love reading, and I was the kid that would cross the street reading a book. I'm the kid that my mom would have to constantly snap me out of my imagination and my imaginary world that I was creating, and bring me back into reality. So that's a little bit about me and the kind of reader I am. And when I went to college, this is the last thing I'll say. When I went to college, I was like, what can I major in that just is basically me reading as much as possible? So that's really how I chose my major in college, which then, I gotta tell you, didn't serve me at all for any of the real jobs that I had, which we may talk about that more. And, but that's book chat. That's book chat. I hope you guys have just a wonderful rest of your day. And I hope you have an amazing week. Thank you for spending some time with me and with Archie, and spend some time in our little pocket of Southern California. And I hope you have a wonderful week, like I said before. Thank you so much for spending your time with me. Bye.